Dear colleagues, let me present the main results of the research on the topic simulation of gas consumption process based on the mathematical model in the form of cyclic random process considering the scale factors. Analysis, simulation and prediction of gas consumption process are the vital problems nowadays, and this problem requires efficient hardware and software for gas consumption processing. And development of new software complexes demands the improving of mathematical software. And this software has to involve the development of new mathematical models and methods of gas consumption processing. This will ultimately allow to form the forecast results based on the information obtained. And this research deals with creating a new mathematical model of gas consumption process on the base of stochastic approach in the form of additive combination of three components. There are two main ways to work with electricity, gas and other consumption processes approaches, deterministic and stochastic approach. Literature sources from 1 to 13. In literature source 14, a short-term forecast using neural networks and the ARIMA model is considered. In 15, a neural network algorithm is used to draw an electricity consumption model in a gas transmission system. The model based on machine forecast is presented in 17, which enables the prediction of future gas consumption using a statistical sample. In 18, the description of mathematical model of energy loads based on a linear periodic random process is given, which allows to take into account the main reasons that cause the rhythmicity of the process. In 20, a mathematical model of loads on gas consumption transmission system in the form of a conditional linear periodic random process is presented. So, in our research, we present mathematical model of the random cyclic gas consumption process as sum of three components. Expression number 1. There are a cyclic component, a trend function, and a stochastic residue function. Since in practice we are dealing with discrete data, we present mathematical model in the discrete form as expression number 2. We have used well-known caterpillar or singular spectrum analysis method to obtain the components of mathematical model 2 during processing of the real gas consumption process. As a result, we have obtained a sum of component expressions number 3 and 4. The stochastic residue is obtained on the basis of the expression number 5. So let's consider the cyclic component of the mathematical model 1, expression number 6, and this component carries information about the process of gas consumption in more detail. Here the segment cycles of the cyclic gas consumption process are determined by indicator functions, expression number 7. The indicator functions allocate segment cycles are defined as expression 8. The segmental cyclic structure is taken into account by the set of time samples. This notation of the mathematical model 9 takes into account the rhythm of the cyclic gas consumption process due to the continuous function of the rhythm capital T with parameters small l and n, namely expression number 10. On the current slide, number 8, you can see block diagram of the method of computer simulation of gas consumption process. This is known approach, and below you can see the block diagram of the proposed method of computer simulation of gas consumption process. To adequately describe the real gas consumption process, it's also necessary to consider changes in the load amplitude of the segment cycles, which are caused by various factors, for example, climate factors. In the proposed design of mathematical model, the cyclic component takes into account the segment cycles of cyclic gas consumption process as multiplicative components, considering the indicator functions and scale factors of gas consumption amplitude. Expression number 11. In this expression, an additional component alpha that reflects the scale factors of gas consumption amplitude in each segment cycle of the cyclic process are introduced as expression number 12. Here, each alpha stands for the scale factors of gas consumption amplitude at every I segment cycle and are determined as expression number 13. On the next slide you can see obtained results of computer simulation based on two approaches. So, figure number 3, fragment of input implementation of cyclic gas consumption process. Below you can see estimated components such as trend component and stochastic residue. On the current slide you can see cyclic component of the studied implementation of gas consumption process and results of segmentation of the cyclic component in two segment cycles. On the figure number 6 you can see fragments of the result of estimated return function of cyclic component of gas consumption process. We have used estimation of mathematical expectation, expression 13, and estimation of variance, expression 14. On the current slide you can see obtained results such as estimation of mathematical expectation and variance based on the estimated return function of cyclic component of gas consumption process, mathematical expectation 7a, and estimation of variance 7b, and main results of computer simulation of the cyclic component of gas consumption process based on two mathematical model. 8a on the basis of a known model and 8b on the basis of a proposed model. Results of computer simulation you can see on the slide number 14. And we have used expression number 15 to calculate the root mean square, absolute and relative errors of computer simulation of gas consumption process. And results of determining the absolute error of computer simulation of gas consumption process on the basis of a known model, A, and B on the basis of the proposed model. And figure number 12, results of determining the relative error of computer simulation of gas consumption process on the basis of the known and proposed models. And conclusion. In this research, a new mathematical model in the form of additive combination of three components are developed. We have proposed a new method of computer simulation which is based on a proved mathematical model. The application of the proposed model, taking into account the scale factors, allowed to increase the accuracy of computer modeling, as evidenced by the results of the estimated errors in comparison with the non-mathematical model. Thank you very much for your attention.